Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all from all corners of the world. Please come on in, settle in, grab yourself a cup of coffee, or get yourself some water. As we are about to dive into yet another insightful and practical presentation. But before I do that, I would like to just give the other attendees a bit of grace before joining, or actually before starting the session, so that they can join us as well, since we are exactly at 10 o'clock. Also, I just want to remind you of the chat box, which is now open. Please let us know you are here by sending us a comment if you can before we start the session. Let me see. Hello from Malaysia. I've got Sylvia from Florida. Kerry from Cape Town. Hi, Kerry. We have Dennis Costello from Ireland. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us for today. Just giving other attendees a little bit of grace time for them to join us on today's webinar. Welcome, Helen from UK. Helen, did you get to see the snow today? We had a little bit of snow. And we have Marion from Southern Germany. Welcome. And thank you for joining us today. In today's webinar, we explore Shamwari Private Game Reserve, which is in the Eastern Cape. It is a malaria-free game reserve. But before I introduce our speaker for today, I would like to remind you of our questions and answer sessions, which will be held at the end of the presentation. So please feel free to send us your questions throughout the webinar using the questions and answers feature or the little icon. And at the end of the presentation, our speaker will attempt to answer all of your questions. If not, we will definitely send out feedback when we send out the webinar recording. Our speaker for today is Sheena Dovey. Sheena Dovey is the founder of Bespoke Earth. She has spent the past 20 years representing the renowned Shamwari Private Game Reserve, championing its conservation mission and world-class wildlife experiences. With 2 decades of dedication to one of Africa's leading reserves, Sheena brings deep expertise in sustainable tourism, brand storytelling, and environmental stewardship. Her work with Bespoke Earth continues this commitment, creating tailored initiatives that connect people and purpose through meaningful eco-focused projects. Sheena, over to you, please.
Thank you very much. Well, good morning, everybody, from a very chilly and cold UK. I'm delighted this morning to talk to you about Shamwari Private Game Reserve, which hopefully many of you will already know. We are located within the Eastern Cape of South Africa, so very easy access along the garden route and finishing at Shamwari, about an hour north of Port Elizabeth if you're driving. Of course, you can get a flight from Cape Town straight into Port Elizabeth or from Johannesburg into Port Elizabeth. But in the coming week, we are launching our brand new Shamwari Air, which I will tell you a little bit more about in a moment. But just to set the scene, really, I am going to show you a short video. It gives me FOMO that I'm not there right at this very minute. Such a special place to travel to. I mentioned earlier that we are launching Shamwari Air. We will be offering direct flights on our own 16-seater aircraft from Johannesburg straight into the reserve, and also Cape Town straight into the reserve. So I know from a UK perspective, you can be on the British Airways flight from Joburg, and into Shamwari in time for lunch. I can't think of a better way to arrive, and I'll show you on the map in a moment, but it's only a 5-10 minute transfer from the airstrip straight to the Southern Lodges. So it's a game changer for us. So please feel free to get selling on Shamwari Air. We've got 3 welcome lounges. This is the new one that we've just opened at our airstrip, which you can just see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there. It's a nice place just to go, relax, freshen up slightly before you get on the 4x4 vehicle straight into the reserve. But we also have one up in the north, so if people are driving in, and also one down in the south of the reserve, and that's where people would leave their car or their transfer would drop them off. This is a great map, I think. It shows we're on just under 30,000 hectares of land, which is huge, and it's a private game reserve. So we don't have any tarred roads going through the reserve itself. So over here at number 2, that's where our airstrip is. So you can see it doesn't interrupt with the reserve itself. And to get from the bottom to the north of the reserve takes about 2.5 hours through gravel roads. And this map is great, and we will share it later with you because it shows where everything is. So you can see on here that we have got 6 lodges spread throughout the reserve from the south right up to the north. We have 2 born-free centres, which your guests will get to see, and I'll speak about that in a little more detail later. We also have our Explorer Camp, which I'll speak about. And we have Vulpro and also our Animal Rehab Centre, which are great things for people to go and understand. And at number 4 there, you'll see we've got an adventure zone, which is something that will be coming up fairly soon within the reserve itself. Sorry if my screen's just gone off there, just get it back. Stop sharing, I think, hasn't it? Oh no, we're back. Can you see us now? Good. Just get my mouse back on my screen. Can you see the screen, Pule?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, I'll just reshare that.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm not sure why you can't see it.
It's okay.
I might just have to end the show and restart, I'm afraid. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Are you able to just try to tell me what's happening on your side?
I just need to reshare the presentation.
Okay. Are you sharing via Zoom?
Yes. Can you see it now?
No, I can only see you at the moment.
Okay, it's sharing via Zoom. Can you see it again?
Not yet.
It says it is sharing it.
Okay, let me see.
Sorry, guys.
Apologies about that. While Sheena is trying to figure out how to get her slides back on. There we go.
Right, okay. I'm just going to
just put it on presentation mode.
There we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, but it's not on full presentation mode.
Okay, I think that may well be because it won't work on that screen. So I will continue, if that's okay, on this screen here, rather than taking any more time for people.
That's fine.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's okay.
So Throughout the reserve, we've got 6 lodges, and there's something for everybody. That is absolutely very clear, whether it be couples, families, groups of people, there's a choice for everybody. So Sindile is our adults only tented camp, which we have 9 beautiful rooms, plus we've got our own spa there, plus we've also got our own gym as well. So absolutely stunningly gorgeous. The rooms here are fully tented, but it's not a flappy around tent. They've all got their own private plunge pools, and they all look out over that beautiful vista there. And the Ellies are often playing around underneath the tents, which is wonderful. And obviously it's got its own boma as well. So that's the top of the pile, but all of our lodges are 5-star luxury. But Sindili sort of pips all of them at the post, and you can see there that the game is right in front of you, the open plains as well as the bush. Longley Manor, a lot of people that have sold to Shamwari for a number of years will remember that Longley Manor used to be pink, but it was completely reconfigured. We used exactly the same footprint because our strapline is conserving a vanishing way of life, and that means that we do absolutely everything to make sure that the conservation on Shamwari is second to none. So we've got 15 rooms at Longley, got some beautiful suites. These are my 2 favourite rooms right in the top of the house there. But then we also have our plains rooms and our garden view rooms as well. Now, we do have an accessible room at Longley Manor, which I have had the pleasure of staying in because I kept asking lots of questions. It's brilliant, and it also interleads as well. So if people have got mobility issues, Longley is definitely the one to go for. And all the walkways here are all nice, flat, and there's slopes as well, so that it's excellent for wheelchair usage. Beautiful restaurant here, and the pool overlooking the main area. You'll notice that it's a manor house, and everything that we've done to restore Longley Manor actually takes it back to the Edwardian era, as you can see from the bar there. We also have a 2-bedroom family suite at Longley Manor, and we will take children from 6 in this room. There's 1 bedroom here, a lovely lounge, and then an adult's bedroom and their own pool, and that also will have its own private vehicle. This is a great pic because you can see Longley in the back there, which just shows exactly the views that you're looking out over. Baeti is up in the north of the reserve, and Baeti has got 12 tents all overlooking the bush, so you can see it's quite a different terrain up in the north of Shamwari. The rooms are superbly appointed, they're absolute luxury inside, all have their own private plunge pool. This is the indoor-outdoor living in the main part of the lodge, and then it gives you an example of one of the bedrooms here as well. And I have to say the showers are stunning, indoors and outdoors. Cirilli, we reopened Cirilli last October. This is our private villa. It's got 6 bedrooms, 2 of which interlead with each other, and it's suitable for families with children or groups to take over. And you can see just here where the red earth is, down the bottom there is where the Bushman's River runs, and the Ellies are playing out there all the time. So it's a stunning place for people to stay. Just to give you an idea of the interior of Cirilli. And all the bedrooms, all the beds look out over the bush. I have to say it's one of my faves. And you've got your private swimming pool, but you've also got a plunge pool out on the front deck, and you've got your own gym and your own spa. And of course your own chef, etc., and your own ranger. There we go. That gives you a good look, and your own boma there as well. Then we've got Riverdene. Riverdene was also completely updated just before, reopened in 2019, the end of 2019. This is our family-friendly lodge, and we will take children from the age of 3 out on safari. If they're less than that, then we have got nannies that are available if people want to go out on their safari. So you can see we've got our gym and our spa there, and also our boma. And we have 9 rooms at Riverdene, and we only sell those in groups of either a 3, a 2, a 2, or a 2, so that every family will have its own private vehicle, which I have to say is one of the most stunning experiences that you can have, being out in the bush, no cell phone for people to be playing on. It's a really special time with your family. Everything is tailored around the family having a wonderful stay. All the rooms are on one level. There's no balconies. The swimming pool has a fence all the way around it. We have a full kids program. We have special rangers that also work from out from Riverdene. So you can see the bedroom here. You've got a big double bed, and then the sofa bed also comes down. But those blocks of rooms, the 3, the 2, the 2, and the 2, all interconnect as well. So you could have 9 people staying in the unit of 3, for instance, if you wanted to. And the food is all tailored for the children as well. And the kids on safari, they get backpack and all sorts of things to keep them entertained. And as I said, we do have our own spa there too. And this is very special. There's not many places that you can go to, but when children go out on safari and they are, on a vehicle for 3 hours at a time, it's not kind of conducive with them running around and getting rid of any energy. So we've got a beautiful kids on safari jungle gym where they can come and they can release all of their energy. It's all age related. So adults can go on as well, and the slide there I can highly recommend. We've got climbing walls, we've got zip lines, we've got a beautiful tent. They do a little bit of cookery, and they do lovely African storytelling, etc. And when you go in and they say, I'm sorry, I can't shake your hand. I've got glitter on it, eco-friendly glitter, by the way. It just shows that everybody's having a great time. And I think that's something that I haven't seen anywhere else. Just some examples of people having fun. And then we've got Eagles Crag. We're back up in the north of the reserve again. And at Eagles Crag, we have got 9 bedrooms. Again, it was completely refitted. We added these beautiful sort of breakout areas in the top there. And you can see that it's called Eagles Crag because it is set within a very dramatic crag of rock, which has eagles bizarrely nesting up above. So again, it's adults only. And you can see the beautiful decor within inside the main part of the lodge and the bedroom area. The doors fully concertina out onto the deck. Every room's got its own private plunge pool. So you can see that it's absolutely stunning in terms of the interior as well as the exterior, and people absolutely love Eagles Crag. And then we've got our Explorer Camp, which is a 3 tented camp up in the north of the reserve. It's a 2-night experience. You can make it for longer if you want to. You can see there people enjoying the pool, which is a great experience set within the rocks itself. And it's all about walking, so you can walk up to 6 hours a day. There is an age limit, upper and lower, or you need a doctor's certificate to say that you're fit to walk. We always have a vehicle with guests, and a lot of people tend to do the Explorer Camp, and then they tend to go on and maybe do one of the luxury lodges for a few nights. You're not pitching your own tent. They're beautifully designed and very luxurious inside for a tent. And you've got as you can see there, you've got your own dining area as well. It's a great experience and very, very loved, I have to say. And there we go, just an example of people walking into game. You always have 2 rangers with you as well whilst you're walking out of the Explorer Camp. We've got a great new addition. If you're staying for 3 nights or more, we have a lovely river cruise up in the north of the reserve that people can go and experience. And then our beautiful sundowners on our game drives that were completely recreated, what they looked like. And obviously we pick the best spots for people to go out and enjoy. Obviously we include everything on your game drive, so your food, your drinks, and also your sundowners, etc. We have beautiful Swarovski binoculars for adults and children. I don't know whether you've ever tried them. Firstly, they're very expensive, but secondly, the clarity through those is amazing. Of course, the biggest thing that people want to, and the decision that they make over and above the lodge, is the game experience that they will have. We are a Big Five reserve. We are malaria free, and all of our rhinos, as you can see there, are horned, black and white rhinos. And I'll go through a little bit more detail on this slide here. We've got a really clever little Fitbit that goes around the ankle of the rhino. That monitors their heart rate, and our anti-poaching team are monitoring that all the time. And we have drones that, as soon as the heart rate goes up, which obviously could mean that she's giving birth, or it could mean that there's some danger ahead, and the drones go out, followed by the anti-poaching team, who do an absolutely stunningly brilliant job, along with the dogs as well that we have on Shamwari. Your guests will also get to go to our animal rehabilitation centre during their stay, which their ranger will book for them. This always makes me cry, actually, because all of the animals that are in the rehab centre are aimed to go back out onto the reserve. Obviously, it's a rehabilitation centre, apart from the meerkats, who tend to break back in because they obviously enjoy where they stay. But we do also help all of the reserves, or anyone that's had a poaching incident and there's been a young rhino, that we relocate back to our rehabilitation centre, or it could be a caracal that a farmer in the local area has found, etc. So we'll never say what's actually in the rehab centre at the time, but it may be an owl, it may be a rhino, it may be a buck of some type. But your customers will go and they will understand exactly the plight of those animals and what we're doing to make sure that they get returned to the wild. It is hands off. You look through a hide style coop so that we don't disturb them at all, but it's superb. The other wonderful thing I really enjoyed this is Vulpro. The Cape vulture was extinct in the area up until I think last year, when we worked with Vulpro, which is a charity up in Pretoria, and we relocated many of the damaged vultures back down to the Eastern Cape and onto Shamwari. Now, this isn't for our own good, this is for the good of the Eastern Cape, and that's what I absolutely adore about Shamwari, is that they do this for the better good. So these vultures can never be released out into the wild, however they can breed. And I think we've released 29 vultures into the air, and you can actually track them as they go round to the different reserves as well as our own. It's great, and these guys have got the best characters. I've just adopted one, and yeah, what an experience. So your guests will also go and understand that. As you probably know, we are big supporters of Born Free, and we have two big cat sanctuaries at Shamwari. So if you're staying in one of the northern lodges, your guests will go to the northern one, and obviously in the south you will see them in the southern sanctuary. Now, these guys can never be let out onto the reserve because they've been damaged really by humans. However, they are living the best life that they possibly can, and the guys that are there actually are invested in these animals, and we house all of the big cats that Born Free rescue. And then many of you may not know, but we do have the Shamwari Conservation experience, which is a brilliant gap experience for any age group to actually go and see. My screen's gone off again, but that's okay, we're nearly at the end. Yeah, so any age group can actually go and work at Shamwari on the conservation experience. And they get involved in anything from redoing fences, helping local townships, or assisting the vet when he's actually doing some work on the reserve. So it's a superb experience, and we really recommend a couple of weeks upwards to do that. And obviously if it's uni students going, then parents do often go and stay as well. That is Shamwari Private Game Reserve, a superb experience, easily accessible for everybody, 5-star luxury experience, and the game experience on the reserve is absolutely second to none. It goes a real long way to making sure that we're conserving a vanishing way of life for sure. And it's a great place for your guests to go and stay. It's a very well-oiled wheel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheena. I wish I could ask you to repeat those last few words about Shamwari. That was a good wrap up. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the very insightful and engaging presentation on Shamwari Private Game Reserve. We truly do appreciate the time and expertise that you've shared with us today, with our members, as well as the non-members, everyone who's joining us from all different parts of the world. We'll now move into the questions and answer session. So please feel free to send us through your questions if you have any. I've seen a couple coming in, so I'll quickly jump into those. Do you have an overview of the rates?
Yes, I can share everything with you. So if you go to our website, bespokeearth.co.uk, you can go into our trade room. You've got everything that you need to have a look at in there. We do common rate some of the lodges, and obviously Sindile is the top, and then the conservation experience is not really comparable with the main part of the reserve. But I won't share rates actually online directly here.
Okay, thank you, Sheena. Thank you for saying that, for answering that question. I have two questions that I need to ask from the pre-webinar questions that were asked during the process, the registration process. One question says, many luxury lodges now include gym or movement spaces. Is Shamwari seeing more demand from guests for private or boutique style fitness amenities?
Yes, so as I said in the presentation, we do have gyms in each of the lodges. We are also, because we're such a large reserve, we are being quite flexible in terms of what we're doing. So I mentioned when I showed the map that we will be doing an adventure zone, which obviously won't have big 5 animal, well, certainly not the dangerous ones on there. Yeah. And we will be launching something fairly soon, so watch this space on that. However, we have also, for instance, just hosted the gravel burn cycling through Shamwari as well, which has been super exciting. That happened a couple of weekends ago. So it's something that we are really aware of, and obviously, you know, the idea is we extend people's stay. And we're up to date with everything that we do, and we're offering something that pretty much nobody else can offer in terms of an all-encompassing game experience with fitness, with health, with gym, etc.
Okay, thank you for answering that question. There's another question here. Well, not a question, just a request for the recording. I will be sharing the webinar recording just straight after this webinar. So just give us some time. There's a few things that we have to include as well. But as soon as it's ready, we'll definitely share the recording with you. And another question says, does Shamwari have accessible accommodation and safaris for mobility impaired?
Yeah, they are brilliant at that, I have to say.
Yeah.
So Longley Manor has got an accessible room, as well as Riverdene. And getting people in and out of vehicles, or making sure the right equipment is on the reserve, they are brilliant at. So if anybody needs lifting gear or anything along those lines, or oxygen or whatever it may be, they are very, very good at that. So I have no doubt, and obviously we usually seat people in the front of the vehicle rather than on the higher seats at the back. And just saying that, all of our vehicles are, we take a maximum of 6 people on them, unless you're in Riverdene, where you may have more people in your family. And that's a really good. So to say somebody's always got a window seat, although there's no windows, they definitely have the best view.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. This one is more similar to the gym, but it's more a suggestion of if the lodge ever considers providing Pilates.
And we haven't done that as far as I know, but they're always open to suggestions. So I will certainly go back and say that.
Thank you, Sheena. And oh, sorry, I have another question for you. Is there Wi-Fi throughout the lodges, both in the rooms as well as public areas?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Don't think you can get away with it these days, can you? No, it's very, very good.
No, you need to have it. So that brings us to the end of our questions. Sheena, that means you have answered all the questions, and thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Sorry about my blip here.
No, it's all right. I think our attendees, they really loved your presentation. And a warm thank you to all the attendees, everyone who joined us from across the world. We're really delighted to have such a global audience. Your participation and interest help us make the sessions like sessions like this truly valuable. And we look forward, obviously, to welcoming you to future webinars and continuing to connect with you on our international community. So that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.